So raise your hands if you think that this is a hat. Wow, so many of you. You know who would be really, really disappointed with your answer? The Little Prince, which is the novel that we choose to test our AIs on Monday. And our team, Aurora, Colin, Hani, Anna, and two more students, Hannah and Annika, who's writing their exams currently, presenting you the topic with the Little Prince.
So let's move on to the context. Contents. First of all, will we introduce you our prompts, which we gave the different AIs. Then we will elaborate the answers which the different AIs gave us. From there, we will rank them with our criteria, which we got from the teachers, but also from a criteria which we decided for our own. And then we will end with a conclusion of ours, with which we criticize the different AIs, and yeah.
Okay, and this is the QR code that you can scan, and it will lead to the document where we stored all the answers for the AIs and some like criteria that we use to evaluate our tools. And so just that you understand better what we are talking about. Did everyone... Oh, did you have time or...
No.
Sorry.
Could you sit down, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Cardio.
Okay, done?
Yeah.
Okay. Then move further.
So, the first prompt which we gave our AIs was to tell us more about the main morality of the Little Prince. After this, we asked the different AIs to compare the characters. And our last prompt was it to write a new interpretation of the story in a futuristic way. So we started with ChatGPT, then moved on to Claude, and at last we used Gemini.
So first, I'm going to present you Claude, the first AI that we used. For the first question we asked about the morality of the Little Prince, we felt like a more personal question so that we at first see how the AI would respond, like the structure of the response and if they gave bullet point or not. So Claude, his response was really long, so we had to summarize it and tell him to use more easy word to understand, because he really used hard word to understand, maybe he thought it was fancy or something like that. He used unnecessary details, he repeated over and over, and a completed language, like I said. He was the longest to give response, we saw he gave response in 10 seconds. And for the last questions, the creativity, the future story, he was good, but he only chose the plot and added futuristic things. It was not really creative, he only added things.
So we also tried Gemini, and Gemini used a simple language, probably because it's a Google app, so it was very easy to understand. Also, the answer it gave us were relevant to what we asked, so there were details we didn't need, so it was good for that. Also, it was definitely faster than Claude, but about the same speed of ChatGPT or other AI tool. And Gemini doesn't use bullet points, but it's all just one full text. So maybe it's not always the best things, but it was okay. And it was the AI tools that look more humanized, because it really looked like talking to a human being. So it was very interesting for that. And also was the most creative one. because when we asked her to write the story in a futuristic way, he decided to write about an AI tool that teach a child what is empathy and how to act in the world.
Okay, and now moving to our favorite ChatGPT. So it did a pretty good job with giving us quite short answers, and when we asked him to shorten the responses that were quite long to our liking, he also did pretty good summarizing. Also, in comparison with other AI tools, I know that you all probably know it as well, that ChatGPT uses a lot of bullet points, that is has a clear organization of its paragraphs, so you always have a title, a subtitle, and it's really easy to find the needed information in this AI tool. So that's what we liked, and it also gave us pretty fast responses. But what we were quite disappointed in ChatGPT is that in comparison with other AI tools, it lacks creativity, because what it did is just the revision of original text without giving any details that will make us just gasp and say wow and everything.
So for the podium, we had 3 AI, so we ranked them in a podium of 3, and we all ranked them based on criteria, like the teacher criteria and ours, on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is the best, 5 is the worst. So for the first one, with a 2 on 5, Gemini, we really like how he responded to our questions, and the fact that we can see a humanized AI is really good, because when you talk to ChatGPT or a Claude, you really don't see that human part of it, it's only a robot. For the second one, with a 2.5, we have ChatGPT. Yeah, he really lost points in the creativity part, because he just did the story and added things, but not really revised the story. And for the last one, with a free Claude, he really wasn't a good AI. Used a lot of really complicated words and hard to understand. And even when we summarized it, we didn't understand anything.
Okay, and now moving to our conclusions. For the first one, we had that all AI tools really failed to answer our second prompt, because what they did is they just listed those short descriptions of the characters. They didn't really compare it as any normal students would.
Another interesting fact is that while we analyzed the answers, we noticed that AI wants to be a part of the future in every story. So, for example, one story, it was AI who was the teacher for kids in another planet. So it's really interesting that AI sees itself in the future of our lives.
So AI, we saw how creative it can be, but however, we can't really empathize, feel empathy with it, because it doesn't put feelings on what it's writing, so it's not really good for that.
And to finish, when it's writing, it's trying to fill a blank, like Aurora made a little comparison to us. When a teacher gave us a test and we have 200 words to write, we put details and words we don't necessarily use or need, but we have to put them so that it we follow the instruction. And Claude and ChatGPT mostly did that. They gave us information we didn't need, and work they found fancy, I think, only because it would look pretty, or we would be satisfied with it.
Yeah. And now time for any kind of questions that you might have to ask. Okay. No questions. Then,